fine, hopefully. Let's see how it behaves. Okay. Going once. Fine, hopefully. Yes. Let's start with Namokar mantra together, बच्चों, है ना? Sarthak, is Tattva going to join?
Yeah, he's in around.
Okay, let's start with Namokar mantra. नमो अरिहंताणम, नमो सिद्धाणम, नमो आयरियाणम, नमो उवज्झायाणम, नमो लोए सवसाहुणम, ऐसो पंचनमो यारो सव पावपणाशणौ, मंगलाणम च सव्वेसिम पढ़मम होवई मंगलम. जय जिनेन बच्चों, वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट the the Swadhyay of Chahdhala now. Let's recite the Manglacharan together, okay? And then we'll get going. Can you see my? Oh, I haven't shared the screen, so let me share my screen. And one last thing before I am in full business. Let's see. Okay, can you see my screen? Oops, what did I do? Here it is, not this one. That's my son's screen, so that's not going to help me. Let's see. Where did my screen go? Is this the one? No. Here it is. Okay. Perfect. I'm slow today because I'm dealing with a different setup than my usual one. Okay, let's see. हाँ, आप लोग को स्क्रीन दिख रही है? Can you see the screen? Yes, you all can. Okay. Let me see if I do this and let's see if slideshows help. Okay. Can you see the slideshow, Udayan? Do a thumbs up if you can. Okay, good. You can. Perfect, beta. So let me see if. So let's recite the Manglacharan together. है ना? आप सबको अगर याद है तो try to recite it with me, okay? Otherwise you can just follow by reading what is there on the screen. तीन भुवन में सार वीतराग विज्ञानता, शिव स्वरूप शिवकार, नमहु त्रयोग संहारिके. So what does it mean? It means that this, what Pandit Daulat Ramji, the poet who composed the Chahdhala, what his bhav are, and is this act, is this stanza of humility that Manglacharan is. His bhav is that in these three, in this Lokakash that's made up of three bhuvans, the three multiverses, the upper lok, the middle lok, and the lower lok, in all the three set of loks, Vitrag Vigyanta, the science of attaining moksha or Vitrag Avastha or Siddha Avastha is supreme. This Vitrag Vigyanta, this knowledge, this science of Vitragta is Shiv Swarup and Shivkar. That is, it in on its own is embodiment of moksha, of Siddha Gati, of Siddha Avastha, of Mukta Avastha. I'm just using all the synonyms so you can relate that they are they are not conveying any different meaning. They all mean same thing. Okay, that is Shiv Swarup. And Shivkar means the one that causes Shiv, or in other words, one that causes moksha or muktavastha. So word Shiv in Jainism has a great significance. While Shiv is a word used heavily in Hindu tradition also, but the meanings are completely different. In the in Jain theory, in Jain philosophy, Shiv Swarup or Shivkar means moksha. Shiv means moksha or mukta avastha, free soul. That's what Shiv means. Okay. So since this Vitrag Vigyanta is a Shiv Swarup and Shivkar, it is the one that is embodiment of the moksha avastha and one that causes moksha. That's why with the complete sync of my three yogs, my man, my vachan, and my actions, my mind, my words, and my actions, I bow down. I bow down to this science of Vitaragta, this Vitarag Vigyanta, that is. Okay? This is very important for us because this is a tool that is required to be used to bring your focus, your attention, your meditation on the topic of स्वाध्याय. मंगलाचरण के बहुत सारे पर्पस होते हैं. एक पर्पस तो ऑब्वियसली है कि वी आर ट्राइंग टू बाउ डाउन टू सुप्रीम भगवान, पंच परमेष्ठीज, वन ऑफ देम, राइट, to our Dev, our Shastra or Guru, whichever is the subject of that Mangalacharan. Also, it is a tool, it is a convenience to bring your focus onto the subject of स्वाध्याय, of your self study. हम लोग यहाँ पे स्वाध्याय कर रहे हैं, है ना? हम लोग सब साथ में धर्म को पढ़ रहे हैं. तो जब भी कोई धर्म उपदेश सुना जाता है, पढ़ा जाता है, किसी शास्त्र जी की स्टडी की जाती है, उसको उसके लिए जो वर्ड यूज होता है उसको बोलते हैं स्वाध्याय. स्वाध्याय के लिए आपको अपने फोकस को उस स्वाध्याय के टॉपिक पे, यू हैव टू ब्रिंग योर फोकस ऑन द टॉपिक ऑफ स्वाध्याय. एंड दिस मंगलाचरण इज वन ऑफ द टूल्स अवेलेबल टू यू टू ब्रिंग योर फोकस ऑन द टॉपिक ऑफ स्टडी. ठीक है ना? इसीलिए ऐसा बोला जाता है कि जब आप अपनी स्टडी स्टार्ट करते हैं, यू शुड ऑलवेज रिसाइट नमोकार मंत्र 9 times. That again is a way of bringing your focus onto the subject of study. Right, Arohi? है ना? आप करते हो ऐसा? Do you start your day with नमोकार मंत्र? Arohi? Am I
Sorry,
audible to
my
you?
microphone wasn't working. Yeah, sometimes I usually start it. I've been getting more into the habit of it.
Perfect. You habit is important, है ना? So you
Yeah.
make efforts. We are always distracted in the age and times that we live in. It's very difficult to keep our focus on one thing. But
Some
making an effort is very important. So kudos to you. You are at least making the effort, Arohi. Go ahead, beta. You are making a point. Sorry.
sometimes I do it at night too, but
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. Yes, yes. Whenever you get time, for that matter, what I tell my kids and my kids in pathshala, other pathshalas that I do is same thing. Whenever you are starting your sub study, right? Whenever you are starting your home assignments, always do that. That will more you will do it, more it will come in the practice, more it will come in the habit, है ना? तो इसको करना बहुत अच्छी बात होती है. ओके, चलो अब हम आगे बढ़ते हैं. तो अभी हम, एज यू नो, वी आर कवरिंग द टॉपिक ऑफ छह in particular, the second dhal, the second lesson or second division or second classification of Chahdhala, है ना? Dhal is a word that signifies a shield, but it also signifies a particular meter in Hindi tradition, है ना? So that's what it is. So since it's a poetic composition, right? So meter is very important, and the second dhal follows its own meter, है ना? Every dhal has like 15, 16 average stranjas, and that's what we are covering. So in this dhal, the what we covered in the earlier stranja, last time, stranja 12 and 13, we focused on the grahit mithya darshan. Remember what we learned important in this Chahdhala as a summary. If you remember nothing, but you have to explain Chahdhala's second dhal, all you have to tell is this dhal focuses on the sufferings, the reason for sufferings, right? First dhal establishes the reason that there is suffering in all the gatis, all the sansari gatis of in which a soul can take birth. In second dhal, the focus shifts to the reason for suffering, and that reason for suffering, the most important reason, is mithyatu. What is mithyatu? Mithya darshan, mithya gyan, mithya charitra. Now, Mithyatva itself, the trinity of Mithya, Darshan, Gyan and Charitra itself gets divided into two parts or two types. Agrahit Mithyatva and Grahit Mithyatva. Whenever I am using the word Mithyatva, I will keep emphasizing Mithyatva means three things together. है ना? मिथ्या दर्शन, मिथ्या ज्ञान, मिथ्या चारित्र. ऐसे ही जब हम सम्यकत्व वर्ड यूज करते हैं ना, कत्व एज दी सफिक्स, देन इट मीन्स सम्यक दर्शन, सम्यक ज्ञान, सम्यक चारित्र. है ना? इसको ध्यान में रखो. ये वर्ड जब आता है तो आपको क्लिक करना चाहिए. ओके, when somebody is saying mithyatva, they are not just talking about mithya darshan or mithya gyan or mithya charitra, but all of the three together. Make sense, Ihita? Say, do thumbs up if it makes sense. Okay, good. है ना? So the two types of mithyatva are agrahit mithyatva and grahit mithyatva. अब agrahit mithyatva का क्या था? Quick summary. Agrahit mithyatva is one that is there with the soul since eternity. In other words, you have not acquired this mithya darshan, mithya gyan, mithya charitra in this life, but you have rather acquired these mithyatva in your past lives. And that's why other way of saying it is agrahit mithyatva is one that is with the soul since eternity. At the same time, grahit mithyatva is one that you have acquired in this life due to your wrong faith, due to your wrong focus, due to wrong company, right? Or wrong thought process. That's what was the focus of last few stanza. So, अभी सबसे important point क्या है? ग्रहित मिथ्यात्व और ग्रहित मिथ्या दर्श. So, ग्रहित मिथ्यात्व can be means, as I mentioned, right? It means ग्रहित मिथ्या ज्ञान, ग्रहित मिथ्या दर्शन, ग्रहित मिथ्या ज्ञान एंड ग्रहित मिथ्या चारित्र. है ना? सो उसमें से स्ट्रेंजा 12 में क्या फोकस था? 12 एंड 13 में ग्रहित मिथ्या दर्शन and grahit mithya gyan leads to misery and suffering. Okay, why is it is very important for us to understand grahit mithyatva separately from agrahit mithyatva. The reason is sense of control that we have, because this is the mithyatva that one acquires in their current life. Then it is an available option to you to not gather this mithyatva. These wrong faith, these wrong beliefs, this wrong knowledge and this wrong conduct can very easily be avoided or eliminated from your life, from your conduct, from your current operations. है ना? तो ऐसी बात है इसका. तो इसलिए ग्रहित मिथ्या दर्शन और ग्रहित मिथ्या ज्ञान को समझना जरूरी है. अब ये कैसे आता है? One should, when somebody follows a kudharm, wrong religion, or khote shastra, wrong scriptures, then this mithya darshan, grahit mithya darshan and grahit mithya gyan happens to them. And one should not follow, that's why one should not follow the kudharm and khote shastra, as that will prevent them from attaining salvation. ठीक है ना? बहुत सिंपल सी बात है. ग्रहित मिथ्या से पहले हमने आपको रिमेंबर, हमने इसको बहुत अच्छे से समझा था कि कुदेव क्या होते हैं, कुशास्त्र या कुधर्म क्या है ना, कुज्ञान क्या है, ये सबको हमने बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ा था. कुगुरु क्या है, राइट? उनके कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स क्या है. इसको समझने के लिए सबसे अच्छा तरीका है what you should embrace and imbibe in your system, your thinking process is what is Sache Dev, what is Sache Guru and what is Sache Shastra. If you know that, that's good enough. है ना? जब आप बोलते हो मैं सच्चे देव कौन है? सच्चे देव वो हैं जो वीतरागी अवस्था में होते हैं, जिनकी जो दिगंबर वेश में होते हैं. The one whose eye is centered on the nose and they are depicted in a meditative pose. They are not into the business of giving blessings and boons and doing good to people and not doing good to people. They are not in that business. If there is a deity that's carrying armors and other things of opulence and wealth, they are not considered, they should not be considered as सच्चे देव। ठीक है, ये देव की बात थी, हमने पहले पढ़ा था, मैं जस्ट रिवाइज कर रहा हूँ, है ना। और फिर दूसरी बात थी इसी तरह से, कुगुरु कौन है, तो उसके लिए सच्चे गुरु को समझो। सच्चा गुरु कौन है, जो दिगंबर मुनिलिंगी अवस्था में होता है, दैट इज वन हु आर बेयरर ऑफ पिच्छी कमंडलू, हु डू केश लोंचन, right, who pluck their hairs with hand, who are on in the digambar avastha, they wear no clothes, they are in meditative state, and in case of women they wear the white clothes, they are they do their conduct like a muni, like a Jain sadhu, and they don't have any possessions, and they don't exhibit any opulence. Any source of opulence or wealth is of no purpose to them. They do not carry any weapons, they do not carry any wealth or signage of wealth or opulence, right? ऐसे साधु, ऐसे गुरु कौन होते हैं, जो दिगंबर अवस्था में होते हैं, जो सिर्फ पिच्छी कमंडलू लेके चलते हैं और जिनका फोकस तप, ध्यान और संयम होता है। ठीक है, इसी तरह से फिर हमने कुधर्म और कुशास्त्र के बारे में भी पता है। जो धर्म या शास्त्र वायलेंस को एंडोर्स करता है, one that preaches violence, endorses violence, or showcases violence as the way of attaining moksha, such shastra or dharma is considered as kushastra or kudharma, है ना। Only vitrag shastra, any shastra that is preaching you of tap, jnana and sanyam as the ways to attain moksha, as the way to give up the moksha, and that focuses on the tattva, on the substances, on the seven realities of the life, only those shastra are considered as सच्चे शास्त्र। ठीक है, सो सच्चे शास्त्र में जिस शास्त्र का फोकस तत्व पे या द्रव्यों पे हो, अनेकांतवाद पे हो, और इस फिलॉसफी पे हो विच इज मोर डीपली रूटेड इनटू तप, ध्यान एंड संयम, such shastra are सच्चे शास्त्र। any other shastra is considered to be kushastra or kudharma. And if you are focusing, or if you take the the support of a kudharma or kushastra, then there is no way one can attain moksha. That is the main message out here. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं। Okay, so let's do the 14th stranja, where the emphasis is on the grahit मिथ्या चारित्र। लास्ट टू में हमने मिथ्या दर्शन और मिथ्या ज्ञान, इन पर्टिकुलर ग्रहित मिथ्या दर्शन और ग्रहित मिथ्या ज्ञान को समझा था। नाउ आवर फोकस इज स्विचिंग टू ग्रहित मिथ्या चारित्र, एक्वायर्ड मिथ्या चारित्र, एक्वायर्ड फॉल्स कंडक्ट। ठीक है, उसके कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स हम पढ़ रहे हैं। ओके, सो अब इसको एक बार रिसाइट करते हैं। जो ख्याति लाभ पूजादि चाह धरी, करत विविध विध देह दाह, आत्म अनात्म के ज्ञानहीन, जय जय करनी तन करन छीन। So what does this mean? Let's get to the meaning. Okay, so first let's talk about the definition of the grahit mithya charitra. So what is grahit mithya charitra? For entertaining the desire, okay, for entertaining the desire for self-fame, gains, respect, etc., if one gives pain to the body, if one gives pain to the body without discrimination of knowledge of soul and non-soul, such, give me a second, beta. Yeah. If one gives pain to the body without discrimination of knowledge of soul and non-soul, that type of charitra or conduct is called as grahit mithya charitra. अब कुछ लोग क्या करते हैं ना, they don't know why they should do tap and fasting, and why they should do the different type of penances and different type of meditations, right? So they have no knowledge of soul and non-soul. They are just doing it to look cool, or they are doing it for getting self-fame, like fame in the world, right? So that people will be like, oh, he's cool, he can do fasting for 10 days. Such type of conduct, right? Now it may appear that they are doing a lot of fasting and they are so pious, but in reality they are just doing it for gaining respect. and any such conduct which is done, any such pious conduct or visibly pious conduct like doing tap or doing penance uh, to to uh, to attain respect or to gain more self fame, all such conduct is called as grahit mithya चारित्र. ठीक है, बहुत सिंपल सा डेफिनेशन है उसकी. ओके, फॉर एंटरटेनिंग डिजायर फॉर सेल्फ फेम, गेन, रिस्पेक्ट, एटसेट्रा, burning of body in various ways, and to do all activities which cause only the mortification of body without discriminating knowledge of soul and non-soul is called as wrong conduct. ठीक है ना. कोई ऐसे तप कर रहा है, बहुत ज़्यादा तप कर रहा है, जस्ट टू गेन पॉपुलैरिटी, right? Oh, I can take a bath in the cold plunge. Why you want to do it? Oh, I want to do it so that I get popular in my at my gym. Now, if somebody says, oh, that's, if I'll do cold plunge, I'll get moksha. Of course not. Because your reason for doing cold plunge is for your own health, right? For your own well being, either for your well being or it could be for gaining self confidence or for gaining self pain or respect, right? Respect within your eyes or in the eyes of other people. Then such act of penance or visible causing pain to your body is not is is not something that will give you moksha or cause nirjara or samvara or nirjara. Rather, the such conducts are called as grahit mithya charitra. ठीक है, क्लियर है मीनिंग सार्थक? Is this making sense? Sarthak?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I just need visible cues, beta, hai na? Okay, so Sarthak, why don't you and Arohi play this conversation today for me? Arohi, you can be the real me, the meditative person, and Sarthak, you can be the mixed me.
Okay. We do consider penance and taking vows as good for soul. Then why are we considering it mithya charitra, wrong conduct here?
If one does not have samyak darshan like you, then all penance, vows becomes mithya charitra, wrong conduct, only as the purpose of doing them is not appropriate. Like if a newbie enters a pool for the first time and is just vaguely moving hands and legs without a trainer, is not actually swimming. Similarly, when we are not following a right guru, right shastra, which will give us right knowledge, we will end up with wrong conduct as we do not know the purpose of doing them.
Good job. So it's very clear, right? Why we should not just do vows or penance without a reason. There has to be a reason, and the way a reason is solidified is by taking a vow, a niyam. हमेशा पहले नियम लिया जाता है, फिर पेनेंस किया जाता है ना? पहले आप एक छोटा सा नियम लेते हो कि आज मैं ये नहीं करूंगा और फिर आप वो नहीं करते हो, है ना? इसको ऐसे समझना. ओके ओके, कीप गोइंग बेटा.
What is samyak charitra, right conduct then?
When one is not doing any activity, Mahavrat, vows of Muni, for fame, gain, respect, but is doing to purify his or her soul, then it is called as Samyak Charitra, right conduct.
Understood.
Okay, so now let's jump on to the stranger 15. Now this particular stranger focuses on the ways to get rid of mithya charitra, in particular grahit mithya charitra, because that's what exactly we are talking about, right? And when somebody does that, that leads to elevation of the soul. It leads to the upliftment of the soul. Okay, so the stranger goes like this. ते सब मिथ्या चारित्र त्याग, अब आत्म के हित पंथ लाग, जग जाल भ्रमण को देहु त्याग, अब दौलत निज आत्म सुपाग. So let's go through some definitions. The one who really wants upliftment of his soul should leave wrong conduct and follow right conduct to attain salvation. Clear, very clear, right? There is nothing great about it. The second all, okay, now suddenly they are talking about a fact which is what I was talking about in the beginning. Every dhal follows a meter, है ना? This one, what it says here, Padhari Chand is basically, a Chand is a meter. Chand is a word for meter in Hindi. You know what meter I am talking about? Not like the metric system meter. I am talking about the poetic meter. आप सबने पढ़ा होगा, right? You are familiar with the term meter in the musical sense, the musical notes and the musical structure of singing. That's the meter I am talking about, right, Ihita? You are familiar with it, है ना? So song का एक मीटर होता है ना? So वैसे ही जो सेकंड ढाल है उसका मीटर जो है, उसका जो छंद है वो है पद्धरी छंद. रिमेंबर हाउ आई एम सिंगिंग इट, राइट? द way I am singing it is the representation, is the manifestation of that meter, है ना? And the way meter is structured in word is it follows a pattern of the number of matras and number of number of matras, to keep it simple, है ना? So that's what it is. Okay. Let's jump on to the meaning of this stanza. The living being, for benefit of the soul, should disregard the notion of inborn as well as acquired wrong faith, knowledge, and conduct. He must practice the nature of absolute right faith, knowledge, and conduct. Now, what does it mean? All what they are saying out here, Pandit ji is saying here is that एक जीव जो होता है, for benefit of the self. Now, what is the benefit of the self? To attain moksha, to free oneself from this cycle of birth and death. That is the benefit of self that is being referred to here in the context of a jeev. We all are jeev, right? So for a jeev, in order to benefit, to cause the ultimate benefit to the self, one, that jeev should disregard the notion of inborn and acquired wrong faith, knowledge, and conduct. Nothing but very pure translation of the agrahit mithyatva and grahit mithyatva. Agrahit mithyatva is one that you are born with, right? The mithyatva that you have acquired in your past life is the one that you are born with, and that is what is called as agrahit mithyatva. And the mithyatva that you acquire in a particular life is grahit mithyatva. So what Panditji is saying here is that in order to elevate yourself as a soul, one should discard the notion of grahit and agrahit mithyatva. One should practice the samyak darshan, samyak gyan, and samyak charitra. And then Pandit Daulat Ramji addresses his own soul and says that, "O my soul, the transmigratory cycle of life and birth occurs due to wrong dependency towards alien substances," right? So as soon as possible, please give up the notion of auspicious and inauspicious activities and get engrossed in nature of one's own pure soul. बड़ा सिंपल समझाया है. देखो पंडित जी क्या बोल रहे हैं कि why are we in this cycle of birth and life or life and birth? We are in this cycle because our focus is directed in a wrong direction. We are focusing not on our soul, on our own soul as a substance, but we keep focusing on other things. We either focus upon things that other people have and you don't have in your possession, or you focus on things that you want to gather in this life, or you focus on your body, if nothing. These all things are alien substances. And until one soul continues to focus on these external alien substances and they keep engaging into auspicious and inauspicious activities, there is no way that soul can attain siddhavastha or moksha. So, in order for a soul to attain moksha, that soul should get engrossed in her own nature. The focus, the meditation, the subject of meditation for a soul should be the soul itself. Even if, let's say, I as a soul focus on Arohi's soul, I will not attain moksha. For me to attain moksha, my focus, my attention, my efforts have to be directed to my own soul. That's what Panditji is talking about in this Stanza 15. And when somebody focuses on their own soul, then they are saving themselves from any kind of grahit mithyatva and agrahit mithyatva. Dekho, why are people getting influenced by these ku gurus, ku dev and ku dharm? Because of their vested interest. They want some worldly matters resolved. They want good life, comfortable life. They want things, and contacts. And for all those reasons, they get influenced and attracted towards these Kudev, Kushastra, and Kudharm. Right? So ultimately, because their focus is alien substances, that is one that is leading them towards the Kudev, Kushastra, and Kudharm. कु एंड कु गुरुस, है ना? तो इसलिए इस तरह से इसको समझाया. अगर इफ फॉर अ मिनट यू स्टॉप थिंकिंग अबाउट ऑल दीज items of desire, beyond your need, then what is going to happen? Your focus is now shifting from alien substances to your own self, towards elevation of your soul, and that's it. Once a soul starts focusing on itself, on herself, the soul starts elevating herself on the path of moksha. राइट, इसको हम गुण स्थान बोलते हैं. आगे हम इसके बारे में पढ़ेंगे. देर इज ए phases in the elevation of a soul, enrichment of the soul. These phases are called as gunasthans. Some people say there's a ladder, some people say they are stages. I prefer using the word phase. है ना? तो जैसे ही soul starts directing its energy and focus towards herself, the soul starts elevating and enriching herself, freeing itself of all type of karma, slowly and gradually. ठीक है, ये बात यहाँ पर की गई है. ओके, लेट्स सी. हाउ अबाउट अरहम? बेटा अरहम, कैन यू प्ले, इफ योर माइक इज वर्किंग ऑल फाइन, कैन यू प्ले द मिक्स्ड मी एंड okay, Ihita, if you can play the real me, please.
How
Go
can
ahead.
one immerse in one's own soul?
To immerse in one's own soul, it is really important to leave the reasons for suffering in world which is due to Mithya Darshan, Mithya Gyan, and Mithya Charitra, wrong faith, wrong knowledge, and wrong conduct, and follow
Bhed,
the Vigyan.
Bhed Vigyan. Good effort. Bhed Vigyan. Yes. What is Bhed Vigyan? Bhed Vigyan is to separate between soul and body, or in other words, what is you and what is you, or what you are not. Right? So you are the soul. You are not this body. When you do this type of critical analysis, that continuous critical analysis is called as Bhed Vigyan. ठीक है, आगे पढ़ो बेटा.
Difference between soul and body, and follow Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, and Samyak Charitra, right faith, right knowledge, and right.
अरहम?
Any example?
Again, let's see that if we want to learn good swimming, then we should leave our ego and learn it from a certified trainer so that we become a good swimmer. Similarly, if we want to swim out of this world, then we need to learn from Arhan Bhagwan, as his Kevagyan certificate proves that he is really Real certified.
Certificate. Yes, certificate and certified. These are not Hindi words, Ihita.
Swimmer from for crossing this world of birth and death. So we really need to follow Arhan Bhagwan preach.
Preachings. Yes. Okay. Good. Good.
Wow,
Uttar.
totally makes sense.
Okay. I hope it does make sense to you, Arham. Okay. So, few topics of contemplations. How should I make? So, first and foremost, one should do vrat. How many of you, please raise your hands if you have done vrat in your life ever? Okay, I see Arham raising a hand. Who else have done vrat in their life? Okay, Sarthak has done it. Amazing. Good job, boys. Arohi as well, Ihita as well. Okay, good. How about Udyan and Tatva? Have you ever done any kind of vrat? Okay. You know what? Vrat doesn't just mean giving up food. है ना? Vrat could mean many things. Vrat could mean be as simple as I will eat food all through the day, but I will not eat after sunset. And I will do that for 5 days. I'm not going to eat food after sunset. That's a vrat as well. Nobody is stopping you from having food, uh, you know, multiple times a day. All this vrat is about that once after sunsets, I'm not going to eat anything. So that's a vrat as well. Other vrat could be I will self study. I'll do swadhyay on one Jain topic today. यहाँ पर कुछ खाने की बात हो रही है क्या आरोही? Is there anything to do with food here? If I talk about such vrat?
No.
No, right? But still it is a vrat. Vrat is taking a niyam and following it to the T. That is what vrat is. ठीक है ना? Anuvrats. These are called as small, micro vrats. You are not saying I am giving up not eating after sunset for all my life. All you are saying is today I am not going to do that. Or you are not saying that I'll do swadhyay every day all through my life. All you are saying is today I am going to do swadhyay. आप ऐसा भी व्रत ले सकते हो. सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट बात क्या है? पहले नियम लेते हैं. नियम कैसे लेते हैं? भगवान के सामने जाकर 9 बार नमोकार मंत्र बोलकर नियम लिया जाता है. और वही व्रत सच्चा व्रत होता है जिसमें नियम होता है. क्या होता है? नियम होता है ना? तो अब वो छोटा सा व्रत भी हो सकता है. आज मैं 9 बार नमोकार मंत्र बोलूंगा, राइट? इसका नियम ले लो. ये नियम कितना सिंपल है. जैसे ही आप 9 बार नमोकार मंत्र बोलोगे वो आपका व्रत कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, राइट? बिकॉज द वे टू टेक अ वाव इज टू रिसाइट नमोकार मंत्र 9 times. And if my niyam itself is, if my vow, my vrat itself is to recite Namokar mantra 9 times, then I have already met the condition of the vrat. Isn't it, Sarthak? Makes sense what I'm saying, right? It's a smart way of taking a niyam, है ना? But still you are taking a niyam. So taking a niyam and following a vrat is all what it takes, right? But what is more important here? You don't take niyam for any worldly matters. One should take niyam for elevation of their own soul. One should not take a niyam or a vrat for self-fame, respect in eyes of yourself or in eyes of other people, but rather for elevating your soul on the path of salvation. ठीक है ना? So that's what it is about. Now, how should I make my vrat? Upvas leading me towards right character. Think about it. What carefulness I should keep while fasting or doing religious activities. Write 5 resolutions that I will take to follow right character. Right? Okay, now I see Ihita there. Hello, Ihita. Okay?
Ipsita.
Oh, Ipshita is there. Ihita was already there. Yes, Ipshita is there. Oh, I
Sorry, I
always
had
mix up
dance
your names.
class.
I know, I know. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes it happens. You'll have to better manage your time next time, है ना बेटा? Try
No,
to
I
do one
had
of the
dance
things.
class. Like it was moved 8:30. I mean 7:30
Okay.
to 8:30, so I just came back.
Okay, no worries. Ihita knows everything now. So she will explain the concepts to you, right, Ihita? You can do that, right? You're smart enough to teach Chahdhala to a teenager, right? Exactly, yes. Okay, so uh, हमने अभी स्ट्रेंजा 14-15 किया. देखो बच्चों, हमारा छह ढाला का सेकंड चैप्टर, सेकंड ढाल इज कमिंग टू एन एंड. Isn't that cool? Right? So next time we'll do a revision, and we will do a quiz in that order. Okay? रिविजन एंड क्विज. बट बहुत सिंपल है. देखो, सब चीज़ें हमने जो पढ़ी, फोकस ध्यान रखो. जैसे मैंने बताया, मिथ्यात्व इज द फोकस ऑफ दिस ढाल, and mithyatva is the reason for all the suffering in life. We did the we did the elaboration of mithyatva as grahit and agrahit mithyatva, the reason for grahit and agrahit mithyatva, and then how can we get rid of grahit and agrahit mithyatva. That's what we did. How can one get rid of grahit and agrahit mithyatva? By doing bhed vigyan, by doing the critical analysis of differentiating between a soul and what a soul is not, or what you are and what you are not, है ना? And having your focus directed towards your own soul. That's what it's all about. ठीक है? Okay. With that said, do you have any questions for me today? ओके, आई टेक दैट एज अ नो. तो हम लोग जिनवाणी स्तुति करेंगे और आज की क्लास को एंड करेंगे. ओके. तीर्थंकर की ध्वनि गणधर ने सुनी, अंग रचे चुनी ज्ञानमयी. जो सोत जिनवर वाणी, शिव सुखदानी, त्रिभुवन मानी, पूज्य भई. जावाणी के ज्ञान से सूझे लोकालोक, ते वाणी मस्तक धरूं देहूं सदा धोक. हे जिनवाणी भारती माँ, तो हे जपूं दिन रैन. जो तेरी शरण आ गए माँ, सो पावे सुख चैन. सर्व मंगल्य मांगल्यम, सर्व कल्याण कारणम, प्रधानम सर्वधर्मानाम, जैनम जयतु शासनम, जैनम जयतु शासनम. उत्तम क्षमा बच्चों, मिच्छामि दुक्कडम, एंड सी यू नेक्स्ट टाइम, नेक्स्ट संडे.
Bye. Jai Jinendra.
जय जिनेन्द्र
Jai
जी,
Jinen.
जय जिनेन्द्र,
And yeah.
जय जिनेन्द्र बेटा.